bring it over to your base. But what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of gonna go over the mechanics of positioning for your caster or your healer. So, one of the best ways to position yourself as a rune priest, or a caster in general, is just to make sure you're always behind your tank line. I'm a little bit newer. I'm still learning, but I've played a lot of Dark Age of Camelot. I'm pretty much a veteran in that kind of sphere. So I kind of the Dark Age of Camelot and the Warhammer like area. Both of those kind of have the same type of tactics. Both of them have damage, tank, and heals. Um, I'll let this get started, and then you'll kind of see where my positioning is. I always try to say midline to even front line sometimes if no one's on me, and sometimes I even stand in between so I can get more heals as long as I notice no one coming to me. So you'll kind of also notice those things. So here I am just I always try to stay behind someone. I notice that we have as many people in this. So I know I need to be careful and also realize I'm the only healer. So I kind of sit in the back and wait for him to come to me, hot everyone, which is heal over time. I pushed up a little bit because I knew this witch hunter was going in. Just give him double hots and try to keep them up. Since I seen all of them collapsing onto the witch hunter, I went ahead and moved up. I still have space to pressure and move up and heal because they're not pushing back. So you notice as soon as that witch hunter died and they started moving into my area, I went back to the back line, and that's just a way to stay safe and keep my good positioning. So I see the engineer; he's getting like wrecked. At certain points, you'll realize that some players are just not healable, especially if you see them like sitting in three people standing still. Most likely is the easiest way to deal with it is just to get your heals out as much as you can, but do not overcommit to trying to heal them and keep them up, and always stay moving. You notice that I never stay still whenever I'm doing this. Always keep moving, and whenever they try to move back, I try to make sure they can't mount up. So I go ahead and put the um, start hitting them with damage so they can't mount. So it keeps them slow. And it's always okay to throw out some damage if you notice no pressure's out, and no one's doing anything. You can always throw out damage too. Nothing wrong with that. They also notice my position again. I go right behind all four of my order players. Spam Hill. Got a good pull in. So yeah, everything here is kind of straight standard going so far. There's not much damage being thrown out at all, so I don't really have to worry about much pressure. One of the combos that I realized is really awesome too. If you use a big heal, the 2 second heal, whether that's your group heal or your single heal, and then you go into like a flash heal or anything that's insta, it procs right after each other, so that's really nice and so right now it's kind of a stalemate. There's nothing really any team is pressuring on, so we have free heals in the back, they have free heals in the back, no one's dying. Only thing is engineers kind of sitting up front, so he might get ganked or he might get pressured, but he's just putting out so much damage just by standing still. Standing still and just staying by straight. Engineers get that extra damage, so nothing too crazy right now. I'm just staying in the back line, spam hills. And then we have a wizard going in here, which was a good info there. He went ahead and tried to get some AoE out. But if they have two healers in the back line right there. The best way to kind of deal with this, especially if you see somebody about to get out a lot of pressure, if you move up and you'll silence the shaman, and shamans, you'll silence the DOK, and then you'll silence the zealot. Normally those are the two healers normally around, but that was two zealots, so you just stagger one and silence the other. So now you see us putting up pressure a little bit. I keep my position in the backfield. I see no one's on me, but I do see this witch hunter coming in. So that's why I move a little bit over to the right here, so I can still heal everyone, but be close enough to heal my witch hunter. Once I see the pressure on here, that's when I always kind of step up just a little bit, because everyone starts focused on the witch hunter. That means that gives you more space to move up, and you gain more ground. More ground you gain, the more closer you can get to that the bomb, and then you can pick it up and send it in. So I see my bright wizard go in and start doing some AoE, so I make sure to focus hills on him, and now we can pick up the bomb. Looks like it got erupted, so he won't be able to do anything, but all the pressure is coming back in. You see all the destro coming in mounts, and it kind of like it's a little bit of stalemate here. The main thing that I realize is the witch hunter, as soon as he pops, um he's automatically getting focused by everyone, so I make sure to focus hills on him. Looks like our bright wizard's going down, so I go back to our back line. This is one of the point of no return here. um so once I realize that there's so many destro here, I just have to book it. So even though we have some deaths, I need to make sure I stay in this back line. I realize I'm the only one healing. I think the other archmage was deeps. So making sure I stay in the back line and get those heals out if possible. It's okay if people die. You can always res them. You have a 5-second res or a 5-second cooldown on your res. Just pop your res and try to focus on healing the target that's getting damaged the most. And then just hot normally. Normally I'll just throw a hot on my res target, and hopefully they know to kite away and let that hot tick. But if they go back in, they go back in. They die, they die. So once again, staying on my back line. But now hot. So I know this is just a tank, so I'll just hot that one target and then push back forward. The real people that are gonna get pressure is the one. The squishies are shadow warrior or our witch hunter. Those are the people I really focus on trying to heal. And bright wizards, if you're a tank, normally you can just throw a hot on them, which is a heal over time. Hope I said that already. Um, Throw a hot on the tanks, and normally they'll be okay with just that. People will stop trying to kill them. They're still tanky. So this is where I see that witch elf in the backline. And then I was gonna push forward, but I kind of thought about it. I'm not sure if I actually go for it. Yeah, I see my witch hunter go in. So this was a little bit risky by me by pushing up forward. But I wanted to get a hot off on a witch hunter. Or was that the shadow warrior? So there was someone in their back line. So I pushed up a little bit to get a hot off on him so he doesn't die instantly. So now we're kind of pressuring. Notice how most of my targets that I do try to heal, it's the one, like you can see who's getting focused before it even happens, because everyone starts running towards that person, and that's where you figure out who you need to heal. So there we go. We see that. And notice my positioning here, which is definitely a little bit different. So most of the time I was saying, I'm going to rewind this back a little bit here. So most of the time I'm telling everyone, hey, you need to and sit back and heal and yada 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 to do all the thing back here. But look how our melee is kind of set up here. So we have a range deeps we have a range deeps back here, right? And then we also have our like what was it, a witch hunter and a I think a shadow warrior. It's kind of going this direction, But the easiest way to deal with this situation, instead of sitting back, because you have to worry about this black orc that's right there. Um, Never do you want to just push in with your medium deeps just off jump right next to a black orc, because he's gonna start annoying you. The best way to deal with this is either to go to the side or to this side, because most people will forget you're even there. And then once you are on this side, you have all of this area to heal. So you are able to do your single heals, your rune of cleansing, all of those things. You'll still be in range. So I think this is the best spot for you to get to, especially in something like this. So whenever you see some destro close to you up front here, and you don't want to walk beside them to try to heal someone, always try to go around here. So you'll see that once I start going here. So I noticed that I can't push past this point to get a heal off on my Night of the Blazing Sun. And I also see there's an assassin to our right here on that shaman. So this is how I do positioning, position to the right. And I should have moved a little bit further out. So where this bright wizard is. So this is a good spot for you because you can see the whole battlefield. No one's paying attention to you, but you're still in range to get all your stuff off. So the NG went down again, but it seems like he was just standing still, so I didn't pay too much mind to him because normally I just res him back up. I'm still staying on that side, still able to heal both sides of the fight, going back and forth. Also, I noticed Rune of Cleansing really is very helpful if you want to run Swift runes. There's a lot of runes you can run on Runepriest that are totally fine. But I realized Swift runes just help out so much more when you want to get those debuffs off a target, especially targets that spam dots on you, like a shaman. It's easier to cleanse everything than try to heal through everything. So you kind of got to determine how you want to do it and how much pressure they're taking. So once again, I push up a little bit here because all of my backline is pushed up. Right wizard got pushed up too, but once again, Rune of Life, it comes up every 5 seconds, so don't be sad if you didn't get that last heal on the target. Just focus on getting that res immediately. And notice whenever I try to, I back up, because I've noticed a lot of people don't realize this also. So there's a certain point when someone's too close to you to start trying to heal someone or casting. So at this point, right? So we have a squishy target here that we need to heal, and he's starting to move back this way, right? But we also have to always pay attention to our surroundings because we have two Destro coming in from that side, and I think we have one more. But the spot that I'm in right now is a very terrible spot to continue casting, right? So whenever you're focused on healing, always notice your surroundings. So see, as I wish I can slow this down. Can I slow this down? I don't know if I can slow it down. Hold on, let me see if I can slow it down. No, it's fine. I don't know if I can slow it down. I'll have to test that next time. But notice how I immediately, right? So I'm healing. I notice they're starting to come in from the right side. He's also low health, but I do never be willing to heal someone and also put yourself in danger. It's almost never worth it. Also, he has heal debuff, so it's even more of a reason just to leave him alone. If he's gonna die, he's gonna die. But don't risk your own positioning. So here, I'm getting as many heals as I can, but I also realize, hey, there's too many Destro here. I can't continue healing you. I need to switch to another target that's closer and try to heal them. So I go back here, get to the back line once again. I noticed that we got M4'd, so I don't really need to heal our group too much. Let's pick someone that is not in our group to heal. So I have M4 going. Our Bright Wizard got dropped really fast there. Got a res off, immediately start healing again. Look who's in their back line. There's like 3 focusing him. And then try to go for him again. So got a really good healing off there. Um, I would definitely say the best thing to kind of look for a rune priest or a healer in general. Always pan whenever you're healing, and look around. Make sure you're not in a terrible situation. Never try to heal someone that's almost dead, but it takes you out of your positioning. So if he's almost dead, normally you might not be able to get that last heal off, and it's not worth you risking your life to try to do it. I would say always strive for zero deaths if possible. Stay in the back line, do as much healing as you can, but never overcommit to someone that is like they went too deep and they're not gonna be able to get out unless you have your insta morale up or anything like that to keep them alive. But normally it's not worth it to risk your own positioning because they'll get onto you. Um, and also know that whenever you use your 2 second heal, your rune of restoration, or you use your I think it's blessings of Valhalla, either of those two long casting spells, you can use that, and then you can use an insta spell as soon as you finish, and they'll both go off almost at the same time. So it's a very potent combo. So make sure you do use that combo whenever you can. I would say also, if you're a rune priest, try to get as much healing crit as you can. A lot of your tactics go off of healing crit. So your blessings of grungy, your ancestors echo. I think that's just direct heal. That one's a really good tactic too. But mainly it is the blessing of grungy because it's 25% extra heal that you'll get. So really focus on getting that healing crit, and then that'll make your heals even more potent, so you can make sure you get to the top of the